What's up, y'all? We back. Another reaction, another video, another day. Y'all know who it is. Tell your mama and your auntie that good-looking nigga back on camera. Yeah, well, if you white, don't say nigga. Just say that colored guy.
Don't even say that.
Or the
say that guy.
The Afro-American guy with the... I can't say that. I'm trying to clean up my act. I'm trying to clean up my act, y'all. So, you know. A lot of things I can't say that I want to say. This video is about Ronald McDonald, man. The horrible, dark truth. Should we do this video or do something else?
Oh, we didn't do this one. Corey made an intro for it.
Yeah.
We're going to do like probably half of it. We're not going to do the whole thing because it's like a 50-minute video.
Ronald McDonald. He's a beloved character of American culture, an icon of culinary achievement, and a symbol of fun, community, and childhood nostalgia. For generations, Ronald is a reminder of fun trips to McDonald's, chowing down on Happy Meals, exploring colorful play places, and celebrating the values of friendship with a smile. Or is he? Why is it that this supposed bastion of fun and happiness, according to the McDonald's Corporation, is perceived as creepy and unsettling by the general public? What other supposedly kid-friendly fast food mascot finds himself tied over and over to nightmarish urban legends, disgusting controversies, and bizarre impersonations? Why is it that if you simply Google Ronald McDonald, half the results look like this, and this, and this? Why is the official company image of this character so vastly different from the discourse surrounding him?
The Ronald McDonald statue looked down at this guy and said,
Ronald McDonald lurks in the ball pits waiting to grab onto your leg.
Dude, like that is so creepy, dude.
Eased up a little with this disturbing
Uh-oh, there's trouble afloat, Billy.
And made Ronald a clown in hiding.
Hey guys, they brought back Ronald McDonald.
Michaela can barely contain herself after hearing Ronald McDonald is back.
Ronald McDonald is now delivering smiles online.
Watch this.
This is not fit for human consumption.
Family sued McDonald's. McDonald's is the target of a major lawsuit.
McDonald's is being sued for almost $1 billion.
The officers say with its red hair and golden-colored outfit, they knew exactly who this was.
It left a young girl disfigured.
Ronald McDonald's brand identity is one of happiness and welcoming, inviting personality for children.
And I can't tell you how many parents will call and inquire because their kids are freaking out. They're not loving it.
We are slaves, we have a new God instead of the old God, and we pray for McDonald's.
Welcome to Horror History.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Ronald.
Earlier this year, I made a horror history episode on Grimace, the frightening, shake-obsessed purple blob of nightmare fuel who came back in 2023 to terrorize a new generation. In making that video, I ended up rediscovering a lot of disturbing information about the ringleader himself, Ronald McDonald. Ronald was first introduced as a new McDonald's mascot in 1963, taking over duties from the original mascot, Speedy, a perpetually winking or maybe Cyclops chef with a burger for a head and a penchant for productivity, named after the Speedy service system that co-founders Maurice and Richard McDonald used for their original restaurant. But according to Mascot.com, Speedy was dropped due to market research showing that the golden arches themselves were a more iconic marketing symbol. So when it came time to produce TV commercials in the
You know, I wonder could black people go to McDonald's back in the 60s. That's my mom. She'll know. She was around that. She was born around that time. I'm asking her that. Just to see.
You don't see many of them, especially on this video.
You know. We couldn't drink Coca Pepsi either. Pepsi was the first soda that black people drank their soda. Big name brand. Coke was like, you niggas ain't drinking this.
1960s, a new mascot was developed. The original Ronald was a spiritual successor to Bozo the Clown, with a red and yellow striped jumpsuit, a shake cup for a nose, a cardboard tray as a hat, and a crazed look in his eye, giving him more of an appearance of an unhinged hobo than a circus performer. Ronald's appearance would change over the years, with the intention of appealing more to children. And while it is normal for any corporate mascot to be created with the intention of advertising to the youth, Ronald's targeting of prepubescent.
Enjoy a cool, crisp, delicious Pepsi. Pepsi was made for upset stomachs. Along that would have made for, I would call it, it was the Pepsi outside. It was that's why you drink Pepsi, you get rid of all the additives inside you.
Not
Cool,
just, then now they got ginger ale and everything
delicious
else.
Pepsi.
Also.
Drink it. It's good. Pepsi Coke. Hey. Call me.
Gets much darker than any of the competition, except for maybe Jared from Subway. That guy was kind of f***ed. Surprisingly, if we look closely at the official McDonald's messaging, we can see proof of occult activities being performed by Ronald right out in open air. But to understand how a children's character became so synonymous with horror, we've got to take it all the way back to his birth. Willard Scott was born on March 7th, 1934. From a young age, he took an interest in broadcasting and formed a radio club in his neighborhood with other boys. After some success in radio, he moved on to television in the 1950s, mostly appearing in children's shows like Barn Party, Afternoon, Commander Retro, and Bozo the Clown. Even then, he wanted to gain influence over kids, but we wouldn't find out why for some time. Originally created as a mascot for Capitol Records, Bozo was spun off into his own franchise, with different actors playing him in different local radio stations. Scott played Bozo on WRC-TV from 1959 to 1962, when the show was canceled. A year later, one of the show's sponsors, McDonald's, approached Scott about helping them develop a character for 3 local commercial spots in Washington, D.C., and the result was Ronald McDonald. He mostly looked the same as Bozo, borrowing the bright red smile, curved eyebrows, and exaggerated collar. But what Willard Scott created was more than just a new character. It was a new identity, a change akin to Norma Jean Baker saying goodbye to her old life to become Marilyn Monroe, Stephanie Germanota's transformation into Lady Gaga, or Shane Lee Yaw's rebranding to become Shane Dawson. You could say that Ronald McDonald was truly born that day, but for the purposes of making my thumbnail look more impressive, I will not. Also, there's this one commercial where Ronald reminisces about his childhood and losing his first tooth, where he was still a clown, but I think it's safe to say that this is a fictionalized version of the events. But don't tell that to the McDonald's Corporation, who still insist that Ronald McDonald is a real person, making no mention of any actors.
Introducing the world's newest, silliest, and hamburger-eatingest.
You would think McDonald's is a fast food chain, but it's really a real estate company.
Why?
Locations.
Yeah.
And it costs like $1 million from McDonald's. Where Subway getting this one.
Ronald McDonald.
Sorry, y'all. Keep having interruptions.
Where is that clown?
From
Ronald.
the nephews and shit.
Ronald. Hey, Ronald. Here I am, kid.
Yep, the world's first introduction to Ronald would be in a dark room, crouched over an analog TV, addressing a group of children, in secret. Knowing that, it's kind of shocking that nobody figured out this guy would become a thing of nightmares. He was so in touch with his scary side that in just his second commercial, he ended up inspiring one of the greatest horror icons of all time, Pennywise from Stephen King's It.
Well, hi. Isn't that McDonald's hamburger delicious?
Mom told me never to talk to strangers.
Hi, Georgie. Don't you want a balloon?
I'm not supposed to take stuff to the strangers. My dad said so.
Well, your mother's right as always, but I'm Ronald McDonald. Give me a McDonald's shake.
Very wise of your dad, Georgie. Very wise indeed. I, Georgie, am Pennywise the Dancing Clown. You are Georgie. So now we know each other.
But these seemingly predatory lines are not the only similarity that Ronald shares with Pennywise, and these initial commercials all contain a clue to understanding his true motivation. If Ronald is doing his job correctly, then I'm sure this video has you craving some mouth-watering fast food. Well, stop. Don't do that, because I have a way better option for you. Because today's video is sponsored by Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your door. No more grocery trips or cooking, just heat and eat delicious, nutritious meals in 2 minutes. I'm often up late editing videos, so having Factor meals ready to grab is a lifesaver. Their food is not only seriously tasty, but Factor offsets 100% of delivery emissions and uses renewable electricity. It's easy to feel good about enjoying their meals. Delicious, healthy, and sustainable. And with the holidays coming up, using Factor, you can skip the grocery trips, chopping, prepping, and cleanup while still getting flavorful, nutritious meals. Factor sent me some of their premium Gourmet Plus meals to try. The steak is perfectly cooked and tender after reheating. And the sides, like broccolini and leeks, are restaurant quality. It's actually a lot faster than fast food. I don't have to worry about chopping or prepping either. I just eat and eat. Best of all, Factor is offering a face-melting deal for my viewers.
Black folks in the South don't eat Brussels sprouts. I've never even seen one on anybody's plate. I'm 46 years old. I've never seen one black person eat Brussels sprouts.
My family eats that. All the time.
Why do you come to the house and watch
They
y'all
say
eat them?
it's just small cabbage.
I know what it is.
Yeah, but they eat that all the time.
Well, I never seen nobody eat them.
Yeah.
Ever. I never seen them on nobody's plate.
If you go to Cheddar's, they sell that too.
Like my daddy say, they think they're white folks. Like my dad would say.
To Factor75.com or click the link below and use code CZ50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Now I can finish this video without being tempted to turn to junk food. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring and providing some amazing meals.
I would get in trouble for listening to rock and roll. Y'all understand that? When I was young, my dad he would put me on punishment. I couldn't watch MTV either. He didn't like. Listen, I was banned from listening to white folk music in the house. No white folk music in the house. Or no rap. Maybe R&B and blues.
In the initial round of Ronald McDonald commercials, there's one often overlooked oddity that puts Ronald on a different level than Bozo the Clown. Ronald has the ability to wield magic, and he even says as much in his first commercial.
A magic tray here keeps you well supplied. McDonald's hamburgers, french fries, and milkshake.
In his second ad, he uses the tray to gain the trust of a child.
Well, you sound like Ronald.
Here, I'll prove it. I'll give you 3 more hamburgers. I know, you're not supposed to accept guests and strangers either.
You're no stranger. You really are Ronald McDonald.
In an interview with the Food Network, Ronald eventually admitted his true goal with these commercials and the design of his character. There was something about the combination of hamburgers and Bozo that was irresistible to kids. Can we think of anyone else who used magic to take the form of a clown to lure in children? It reminds me a lot of this passage from chapter 21 in It. The fears of children were simpler and usually more powerful. The fears of children could often be summed up in a single face, and if bait were needed, why, what child did not love a clown? That brings me to the third Ronald McDonald commercial, in which Ronald grabs onto a rocket and flies to the moon, where there is already a McDonald's restaurant. Clearly, more magic was employed to make this happen, and clearly this is another parallel shared with Pennywise the Dancing Clown, who initially came to Earth as a crash-landing meteor from outer space. As I mentioned, in our world,
Pennywise is an alien, bro. From outer space. I read It. I read It, The Stand, the Dark Tower series. I read Cujo. I read Carrie. I read His Dark Materials. I've read, what's one about the vampires? I read that one too. And I read, what's one with the big black guy was the healer? Not Shawshank Redemption. One with Tom Hanks, The Green Mile. I read that too. That's Stephen King book. Y'all didn't know, Stephen King book. It was 10 mini books. Each book was 100 pages. That's 1,000 pages, y'all. I read a lot of his books, though. I read Dreamcatcher, too, by him. Dreamcatcher pretty good, but The Stand is one of the best books of all time. If you have a chance to read The Stand, read The Stand.
Pennywise is nothing more than a fictional character that was inspired partially by Ronald McDonald. But perhaps Stephen King came to realize the true horror of Ronald's power and fictionalized it as a warning to all of us. Ronald is brought up no less than 3 times in King's novel, most notably by Don Haggerty.
And just for y'all kids who might not know, or you teenagers and your mom's single, I live on the Treasure Coast in Florida. Tell them come call me.
Who, after witnessing Pennywise kill his boyfriend, claimed that the clown looked like a cross between Ronald McDonald and Bozo. Ronald's plan seemed to be working, because after these initial commercials, which aired around Washington, D.C., he became a local celebrity and gained a lot of influence over children near the nation's capital. This led to him being introduced nationally in 1966. Before appearing on the national stage, Ronald got his first of many makeovers, dropping the drink cup nose and tray hat, and adopting a more traditional clown costume. Is it coincidence that this look would seemingly go on to inspire serial killer John Wayne Gacy, or was that simply the standard clown look at the time? I'll let you decide. In what some sources have documented as the first national commercial, Ronald helps paint a McDonald's sign, sticks around for lunch, then takes off in his flying hamburger mobile. Obviously another demonstration of his occult's power. Another commercial once again shows him using magic to conjure McDonald's menu items to fuel his flying burger mobile. I love how this early commercial really takes the time to demonstrate how Ronald can easily become a source of fear when his vehicle backfires. Just listen to their screams.
Like I'm having trouble getting started.
Over the next couple of years, he gained a lot of recognition, starring in commercials during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and NFL Championship game. But most of the ads played on children's programming. Why was there such a great focus?
I want to see where it's at.
In Florida?
No, this is. I just want to see where it's at. It's one. I know it's one.
Toby's Clown School.
There's more than one.
That's in Lake Placid.
There's one up north. It's National Clown College for all the clowns. But I thought about being a clown for a little while. Join the circus. Sleep with the little lady in the world, smallest lady in the world. That's my whole goal for any job I do. How many women can I sleep with?
On targeting kids. In one particularly creepy commercial from the 1960s, he possibly reveals...
You can be a ringleader, bro. You can't be no soul... What that shit called? The Lexo... What that shit called? Clown College. The French one. For all the weird shit.
The true motivation when he's unloading food from a carryout bag and discovers a child inside.
Hey, you sure can get a lot in these bags.
It's never made clear if Ronald was planning on eating that child, but photos from the time do demonstrate a chilling contrast between a very elated-looking Ronald and a very uncomfortable-looking child. With the success of these initial commercials, the McDonald's Corporation went all in on advertising the kids. In 1970, they put Ronald in a series of comics sold on newsstands, and the following year, Ronald was promoted to Chief Happiness Officer, which came with a relocation to McDonald's Land, home to many other McDonald's characters like Officer Big Mac, Mayor McCheese, the Professor, the Hamburglar, Captain Crook, the Goblins, and the Evil Grimace. McDonald's Land is basically a preserve where fast food items can be found growing in nature, but it's also kind of weird that most of the inhabitants, like Officer Big Mac and Mayor McCheese, are fast food items themselves. Pretty much every character plays into this theme of law versus crime, but why is the law enforcing a culture that encourages human kids feasting down on their own people? Is Mayor McCheese not worried about these kids developing a taste for his own flesh by eating at McDonald's? The only reasonable explanation is that Ronald, with his new CHO position at the McDonald's Corporation, is the one pulling the strings here. He's trying to fatten these kids up for something, perhaps some kind of ritual. Most of the commercials feature Ronald doing something to outsmart and stop one of the villainous characters from stealing McDonald's food, which again is readily available to be picked and eaten in nature. One of these commercials features Ronald pulling items out of a magic top hat.
I don't think you go through McDonald's Land picking the burgers out there. I think those is plants that look like the burgers. I don't think you really ate those burgers for real, bro. I think you're reaching now. Got your phone, Shan. You recording. I'm sorry, y'all. I do all the talking. She just sits there.
I don't. I was looking for the clown school, but I can't find it.
You found some of them?
Yeah, it's one in like
L.A., one in Lake Placid.
There's
some in a few other places.
One in New York.
I just want to prove them that you have to go to college to be a clown. That's all. Y'all at the clown school, you saying you can't go be a clown?
You can.
No, you can't. You won't get hired nowhere. You have to go to clown college. See, there's no hoe school. You can go to school to be a hoe. You ain't got to go to school to be a hoe.
Oh my God.
Just know how to fucking suck. That's all.
Jesus.
Clown school, you take education. I guess hoe and take education too, though, I guess. You don't know how to suck it right, it won't count.
It's not outside the typical scope of work for clowns to perform magic, but what is striking is that this is basically the only kind of performance that he does up to this point. We haven't seen him.
Know what? Should I say it? Should I say it? Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Just because you don't pay for it outright, every time you go to McDonald's or the movies or anywhere like that, you're paying for it. Yeah, you are. You are. She ain't gonna give it to you for free. Unless you're a skank. You met her at the bars, one night stand, something like that. I'm pretty sure then you bought her a few rounds. It's hard to find women that just want to do the do for nothing just cause you're you. No matter who you are, you can be funny, you can be fucking Brad. It doesn't matter, you can be Brad Pitt. Women got with him because who he was, not because. If he'd have been Brad Pitt working at Subway, they wouldn't have cared. He still got a lot of women because how he looks, but it still wouldn't matter when he gets 40 years older, it wouldn't matter.
Him juggling, riding a unicycle, miming, or doing any other activities typically associated with being a clown. Ronald could easily have chosen to make himself a hamburger magician, but he didn't do that. Why? Because he wants to appeal to kids. He's constantly saying things to make himself seem more relatable to kids, who he constantly refers to as the boys and girls.
Now McDonald's everywhere will have plenty of scrumptious cherry pies for boys and girls to enjoy.
What is he supposed to call them, bro?
Wait, cherry pies? They have cherry pies?
They used to.
Cherry?
I did for my days too, so They had what they had in the 80s. I don't know, but bro, you keep saying call them boys and girls. What are you supposed to call them? I don't know what you...
Enjoy any time.
Since Pennywise seems to be modeled after Ronald, it's probably safe to use it as a reference. Its power literally comes from consuming the kid's fear.
Take all of you, and I'll feast on your flesh as I feed on your fear.
There's not enough evidence so far to say that Ronald is eating the children, but I do think they're connected to his ability to harness magic, which, by the way, is getting more and more unsettling. Take this commercial from the 1970s, where a boy named Aaron first discovers the McDonald's playland.
Welcome, Aaron, to McDonald's land.
Yep, the statue has begun talking. Oh my god, why the close-ups? What is happening?
Of course it's me, and all your other friends too. Come on in and look around.
Why does that sound so threatening? I just want you to remember that in the 70s, the statue talks in an official McDonald's production. Just in case, oh, I don't know, the company tries to deny something like this happening later on. This was actually a short film directed at prospective McDonald's franchisees to educate them on the newest option to increase business at their stores, the installation of a McDonald's playland. Ronald and the other characters had become so popular that their likenesses were being used in playground equipment at McDonald's restaurants. However, as we have seen with many popular characters over the years, with clout often comes controversy, and Ronald McDonald was about to be taken to court.
I want to cross my leg, but...
Have you ever heard the term sued out of existence? Turns out it's not just hyperbole, that's exactly what the McDonaldland characters were facing when Sid and Marty Krofft, the creators of the children's television show HR Pufnstuf, sued Ronald and the gang for their resemblance to the Pufnstuf characters starting in 1973. The main point of contention was Mayor McCheese, who was accused of infringing the copyright of Mayor HR Pufnstuf himself. It was a long and hard-fought affair, but in the end, Pufnstuf and the Krofft brothers were victorious, which is especially surprising considering that Mayor McCheese himself is also the judge in McDonaldland.
Order! Order in the court!
During the surely very expensive lawsuit, the characters are forced to sleep outside in beds. I don't know if McDonaldland typically has a very rainy climate, but snow is certainly not out of the question. Perhaps to save face against the bad press generated by the legal proceedings, Ronald decided to start his own charity foundation aptly titled the Ronald McDonald House. Kind of ironic, considering that he was still living in a group of beds sitting in an open field. But Ronald McDonald House provided shelter and support to families of children undergoing surgeries and medical care. It was a very successful program, but it would eventually be the center of some appalling horror stories. More on that later.
Huh?
Where's the Ronald McDonald House?
Like near the Shriners Hospital, places like that. The kids got cancer and the parents used to stay. The bills get so high, they stay at the McDonald's house and visit their kids at the hospital.
Where is that at? Ronald McDonald House.
Don't use your microphone.
They have it where you can go tour, don't they?
No, it's for people, kids with cancer, I'm telling you.
I know, but see?
Charities, yeah, when your kids in the hospital, like, you got Shands Hospital, they both in their hospitals, you got Shands Hospital, your kid going through a lot of cancer and shit and sickly, you get your bills getting high, you go stay at Ronald McDonald House free. Gotcha. Or they'll fill out the thing for you, see you qualify, but they got a lot of rooms, a lot of parents stay there. They stay there in the hospital. That's what it's for. Pretty good though.
That's good.
The 60 white kids. And that nigga stay there.
Also during the Krofft brothers litigation, McDonald's produced a series of toys showcasing the characters of their McDonaldland commercial cast. I talked about this in the Grimace video, but these are some pretty terror-inducing figurines. As someone who has now been through the process of producing a figurine, I don't know how McDonald's and Remco messed up so badly. These children's toys make your flesh creep, with one of the worst offenders being Huggy the Tree, whose appearance has already been described as uncomfortable and just upsetting. But Ronald, the leader of the pack, was not to be outdone, because they made the toy just have these pitch black eyes. It would be easy to chalk this up to poor toy design, but I think there's something more here. There are several other instances of Ronald's eyes going pitch black. It can even be seen on more modern official posts from the Ronald McDonald Instagram. This may be something involuntary that happens to Ronald from time to time, like perhaps after the use of dark magic, and it just so happened to occur while he was being photographed for the action figure. Ronald's dabbling in the occult is starting to become more evident. In 1977, Sid and Marty Krofft won the lawsuit against McDonald's, and although there would be an appeal and another 10 years of legal fighting, many characters were forced to retire in the 1980s as they were slowly phased out of McDonaldland, including Mayor McCheese, Officer Big Mac, Captain Crook, and the Professor. Ronald, luckily, made the cut. He and the other remaining characters would continue to star in commercials, like this one where Ronald uses his magic pogo stick to meet the man in the moon. No, not that moon man, internet users. Maybe we'll get to him in a different episode. He actually goes to the moon again, and again, and again, and again. They love sending Ronald to the moon. Maybe there really is some deeper connection. He also starred in a commercial promoting the Flying McNuggets, where the clown is in an actual f***ing circus for once. He was also there in 1986 for the arrival of Birdie the Early Bird's egg. It seems that he and the gang are still sleeping outside, which really raises some questions about how much they actually make from all these commercial gigs. I was wondering earlier what they do during inclement weather, and that seems to be answered in this commercial, Midnight at McDonald's, where we find out he just sleeps on the floor in the kitchen at McDonald's.
Ronald!
Hey, we gotta get ready for kids tomorrow.
Imagine being a fry cook who works at McDonald's and you forget something and have to go back at night. You fumble around in the dark and that's when you hear snoring coming from right below you. You slowly look down to find a man in full clown attire passed out on the floor. Sounds about as relaxing as being the night security at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The main difference with Ronald's appearances in the 80s is that many of them take place in our world rather than McDonald land. He teaches a class of burgers, stars in musical numbers, dances with trash cans, travels through time, feeds a robot McDonald's food for some reason, feeds an alien McDonald's food, produces a play, produces a movie, becomes a private investigator, becomes a competitive cyclist, becomes a newspaper publisher, joins a folk band, joins a rock band, joins a hip hop group, joins the military, plays piano, takes a sleigh ride, shows off his ice skating skills, plays some baseball, plays some basketball, lifts some weights, competes in several Olympic sports, climbs a mountain, goes on a treasure hunt, goes to the library, goes to Transylvania, goes on a submarine voyage, goes to Fairy Tale Land, goes to the Mushroom Kingdom, creates a portal to a winter realm, and puts the Chicken McNuggets to bed, which is kind of terrifying from their perspective. And through everything, eats a really concerning amount of McDonald's food while somehow putting on no visible weight. Another difference is that Grimace and the Hamburglar are now friends with Ronald rather than enemies. They take part in the kids' product mania of the 1980s, with Ronald and Grimace appearing in a children's book and even an animated short film that played at birthday parties inside McDonald's restaurants. One of Ronald's greatest rivals,
Charles Entertainment Cheese,
was going through a rough patch at the time. One of many rough patches, actually. So the clown decided to kick him while he's down and steal one of his main sources of income, birthday parties.
There's food, fun and games for the kids, and even a special McDonald's birthday cake. A McDonald's birthday party gives him something to remember all year long.
Yes, because being surrounded by a huddle of friends wearing Grimace hats is exactly how I want to spend my birthday. Anyway, the short film that played for birthdays features Ronald and friends in a series of adventures across space and time in a vehicle called the Adventure Machine, which looks an awful lot like H.G. Wells' Time Machine. You would think they'd be more careful about potential intellectual property theft after literally just getting sued, but nothing would come out of it.
Man, I got this puppy. He's smart enough, but he's really young and he's really big. People realize he's only like 9, 10 weeks old. He's just real big. This got a dog, they're the same age. Her dog is like this small. So when he runs into you and bumps into you and jumps on you, it's really, and he chews on every fucking thing. He drinks a lot of water. Right? And he pisses all the time. I have to go out all the time. More and more so I have to go out. My nephew got ready to come out here. You see my dog cage open and turn around. He ain't even with it.
But since this movie is animated, there's this part where Ronald's head is in the foreground, and at first I thought Grimace had just opened his mouth ridiculously wide open. This short came out in 1987, but Ronald's biggest claim to Hollywood fame was yet to come the following year when he would appear in a major motion picture.
We're almost done.
I just connected Claude to Airtable, and now I have this content
Hi kids, it's me, Ronald McDonald, and I'm on the set of my very first motion picture ever. It's a movie called Mac and Me, and I want to introduce you to him.
Mac and Me was a blatant ripoff of E.T., the 1982 hit directed by Steven Spielberg. The movie featured a 12-year-old cripple boy who befriends an alien accidentally brought back to Earth by a NASA rover. The alien becomes known as Mac, presumably named after the Big Mac, McDonald's signature menu item.
Something I've been telling you about, the Mac!
What?
The mysterious alien creature.
According to Thrillist, the film's producer, R.J. Lewis, claims similarities to the Big Mac are a complete coincidence, which is very difficult to believe because of the relentless product placement throughout the entire rest of the movie.
Rather than a bad movie that's occasionally interrupted by some product placement, Mac and Me is an hour-and-a-half-long commercial occasionally interrupted by a movie.
Though the people involved claim that the movie was not directly funded by McDonald's, it was part of a vision to sell movie products through the McDonald's brand. And it may have been funded by McDonald's supplier, Golden State Foods. E.T.'s popularity had helped boost the sales of Reese's Pieces 6 years earlier, so it seems that R.J. Lewis maybe believed that his movie could do the same. Thrillist states that Lewis had worked on McDonald's campaigns in the past and remained close with Ronald McDonald House Charities. In other words, Ronald himself was Lewis's in to acquire the rights to use the McDonald's brand. From Ronald's perspective, there was no reason to help Lewis with this, except for the opportunity to be exposed to more kids. Ronald was already considered one of the most famous faces on the planet at this point. Some of the proceeds of the movie would also be donated to Ronald's charity. The film opened on August 12, 1988, and Ronald's appearance is a brief cameo during a birthday party at McDonald's. Despite the limited scope of his role, he still managed to win an award for his performance. The award was the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst New Star, and the movie as a whole was very poorly received, grossing just $6 million on a $13 million budget and being pulled after just 2 weeks. This utter humiliation seemed not to deter Ronald from continuing to branch out into other mediums. The following year, he starred in a Japanese Nintendo game called Donaldland, which has creepy faces and horror elements written all over it.
I don't know, you still...
What the hell is that then? In the game, Ronald has to save his friends from
I don't know if you can get a cake from McDonald's still, but when I was young, you would pay them X amount of dollars, and then you get one side of the restaurant for like an hour or two, and they have a Ronald McDonald come.
Yeah, but you can't do that no more.
You said have a birthday party there, but
yeah, but they don't provide you the cake. You gotta bring your own stuff.
They probably made it cheaper that way, but back then, like in my day.
And back when I could remember, they had cookies. Like
what time was that?
Cookies in a pack. Now they just give you apple pie or regular cookies. You'll get there.
No. What day? I didn't want to know. Are you gonna tell people what day?
When you get to this part of the video, they'll tell you about the cookies.
Series
No, this is horror.
Of eldritch abominations. It's interesting that the final boss is also a magic-wielding clown. Is this ultimately what Ronald will become if he continues down this path of sorcery and witchcraft? Time would tell. In the 1990s, his cult continued to grow with the 1990 direct-to-video release, The Adventures of Ronald McDonald, McTreasure Island. In 1992, he almost seems to be openly inviting children to join the cult, when he releases a new ad campaign called Do You Believe in Magic?
When you believe in magic. It's the best time right here.
He also crossed into the US video game market with a video game adaptation called McDonald's Treasureland Adventure for the Sega. Up to this point, despite a few eyebrow-raising incidents, Ronald mostly had a very clean image. It's very easy for me to cherry-pick moments where he seemed creepy, but over his first 30 years with the company, there are really only a handful of examples. He was an icon of pop culture with a devoted fan base, or perhaps cult, of young children supporting his every move. But it's during the 1990s that rumors of sinister behavior start to rise to the surface. Literally. Let's rewind a couple years. Remember how I said that Ronald wanted to kick his pizza-snarfing rival Charles while he was down in the 1980s by offering birthday parties? That wasn't the only shot fired at Chuck E. Cheese's, because in 1987, McDonald's introduced the McDonald's Play Place, a softer, more colorful indoor playground attraction with slides, games, and the ball pit. Ball pits were popping up at kid-friendly fast food establishments all over the country, which gave way to a lot of urban legends. Combine that with the faster spread of information during the early days of the internet and email, and these legends started to become widespread. According to About.com's Urban Legends page, it started in 1998 with rumors of a 3-year-old receiving what appeared to be a rattlesnake bite in a Burger King ball pit in South Carolina. McDonald's would have their own version of the controversy a year later in November 1999 when a new viral email was passed around. A woman named Lauren Archer claimed she took her 3-year-old son Kevin to a McDonald's restaurant in Sugar Land, Texas, and found a welt on him in the bath. The next day, he was vomiting, his eyes rolled back in his head, and he was taken to the emergency room where he died later that night. The autopsy revealed that Kevin had died from a heroin overdose, and the welt was caused by a needle broken off inside of him. According to the email, police emptied the ball pit to find rotten food, several hypodermic needles, knives, candy, diapers, feces, and the stench of urine. While this specific story has been debunked, there was no Kevin who died of a heroin overdose in or around Sugar Land that month. It is widely believed that it comes from a place of truth, and McDonald's employees do find things like hypodermic needles and rotten food in the Play Place
She said she don't kiss people, not even her boyfriend. Right?
I don't kiss like kids in the mouth. I don't feel like that.
You said you don't kiss your boyfriend in the mouth either.
Not like that.
But y'all eat pussy and suck dick. But y'all won't kiss each other in the mouth.
Really, like that's not like my go-to thing. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. We all been there. I ate a lot of pussy.
Oh my God.
You just sucked a few dicks, so I know
my
this.
Ball pits during cleaning. Just look at this WebMD article from 2001, which provides safety tips for playing in the ball pit, confirming that such items have been reported at the bottom. But just why do these dangerous items...
Listen, y'all.
This is my dog. Yeah, right there.
He does not have a filter. And his page, his channel is not for kids, but if you want to have a kid-like channel, come over to my channel. Because he don't care what come out of his mouth.
Keep appearing.
That would kind of poke you a little bit. But we go skip right past how she said, you want a kid-friendly channel. Fuck his channel. Come over to my channel.
Kid-friendly.
Fuck his channel.
Chantel_TV.
Fuck his channel. Come over to my channel. Okay. Go watch this shit. Come over there.
At the bottom of
I got dedicated fans.
The question may have already been answered. We've seen Ronald's living situation change a couple times, from an open field in McDonald land to just laying on the floor in the kitchen at McDonald's. It stands to reason that when the play places were built in the late 80s, Ronald would have wanted to migrate over there once the lights were out and the place was locked up. The ball pit would be a much more comfortable place to sleep than the dirty kitchen floor, and the items at the bottom were probably a combination of McDonald's food dropped by kids and his own personal possessions. The reason why I bring up this theory is because not long after the alleged needle incident, stories of Ronald McDonald himself being spotted in the ball pits began to circulate.
And one night when an employee was shutting down the restaurant, he walked into the play place just to make sure that everybody was out before he shut it down, turned off the lights, locked the doors. And from the side of his eye, he saw this shadowed figure in the distance. It was just crouched amongst the colored balls, as if this employee was the prey and he was about to get pounced on. So he decided to look over very slowly, and he swears that he saw this red hair and pale face before it quickly sunk underneath the surface. How creepy is that?
Other stories are told from the kid's perspective, like he hides in the ball pit, in which a kid playing hide and seek in the tunnels is chased by the colorful mascot.
Over the years, I've come to realize the only way the guy could have been in there with us is if he had been hiding there all along. Maybe from the night before, just beneath the balls in the ball pit, waiting for his opportunity to strike.
At the end of the day, urban legends are just that, legends, stories that are passed around but are unauthenticated. But I do find it kind of suspicious that as soon as these stories of Ronald living in the ball pit started to gain traction, the McDonald's Corporation was ready with a distraction. In 1998, they began distributing VHS tapes and Happy Meals, containing a new miniseries called The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. The series would run for 6 episodes. In each of the early episodes, Ronald gets a call about some kind of adventure, then springs into action by jumping into the... Oh my God.
Let's go, Sunday!
Many of Ronald's adventures almost sound like horror stories. Episode 1 sees Ronald and friends going camping, but sheltering in a haunted house when it rains. Episode 2 details a voyage to Grimace Island, a terrifying concept in itself. Episode 3 deals with the Hamburglar being abducted by aliens and Ronald taking everyone in his spaceship to go rescue him, because Ronald will use literally any excuse to go to space. In episode 4, they're all trapped in an abandoned amusement park and experimented on by an evil professor. Episode 5 is another time travel episode. They visit the Jurassic period, medieval times, the Wild West, and even the 1970s, where they run into Mayor McCheese, which actually makes a lot of sense. This would be shortly before the Kroft brothers lawsuit. Finally, in episode 6, they meet a mad scientist who creates a monster to terrorize a town in Scotland.
Hey, if you thought McDonald Land Lock was fun, watch for an even wackier adventure coming soon.
That would never happen. The show ran from 1998 to 2003, at which point Ronald and the gang were canceled by the McDonald's Corporation. Although he didn't know it yet, this would be the beginning of the end for this calorie-promoting circus clown.
Everybody's got a free plan. The first.
Jaslyn Bradley loved her McDonald's supersized. A McMuffin in the morning and the Big Mac meal with an apple pie in the evening was standard operating procedure. Ashley Pellman was more of a Happy Meal girl. She liked the prizes. That's what readers saw on page 1 of the New York Times on November 21st, 2002. The two teens were suing McDonald's for making them obese, claiming they did not provide necessary information about the health risks, and their lawyer, Samuel Hirsch, said that the fast food giant's billion-dollar advertising campaign encouraged children to make unhealthy choices, offering that young individuals are not in a position to make a choice after the onslaught of advertising and promotion. Once again, Ronald found himself in the crosshairs of a judicial joust, but unlike the Puff and Stuff scuffle, this time he found himself at the center of it, as the one directly responsible for advertising the food to children. According to the New York Times article, McDonald's denied making the children the target of its advertising. I have no idea how they got away with that. We literally have dozens of clips of Ronald directly addressing the kids, or the boys and girls, many of which...
You have a choice. Nobody's forcing you to eat it. Nobody's telling you to take your money there. There's plenty of other restaurants that you can go to. So if you get fat from eating McDonald's, that's on you.
You eat human meat anyway, so it doesn't matter. You eating dead humans, or human they harvesting the meat from. They say human meat tastes real good though. They got a book called Delectable Negro, where white people used to eat niggas back in the days. They got all kinds of recipes in there. These are fries, like deep fries. They wonder why we're so mad and angry, why we're so much violent crimes these days. We are recording.
You can't see it.
Oh, okay. Making sure. I got off suspension. Yeah, I got one suspension. I'm on another suspension right now. It ends the 27th of this month.
Which I've shown in this video, but I'm not a lawyer, and I imagine after the last suit, Ronald got himself some good ones, and ultimately, this case was thrown out. But the legal victory was not a moral one, because this was really bad press for the company, and primarily for Ronald.
Because everybody eats at McDonald's every now and again. I hate McDonald's.
They used to have salad there.
But the salad wasn't healthy either. The salad was 1,500 calories.
But they had like where you can just get salad by itself, no meat or anything. But it didn't sell as much, so.
You got rid of it.
Yeah.
Anything healthy for you, they should keep it. They don't keep it. They're telling you.
And it was about to get a whole lot worse.
I mean, what would happen if I ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days straight? Would I suddenly be on the fast track to becoming an obese American? Would it be unreasonably dangerous? Let's find out. I'm ready. Supersize me.
This is Morgan Spurlock, a documentary filmmaker from West Virginia who saw Jaslyn and Ashley's lawsuit and wondered how dangerous a McDonald's diet really was. On day 2, he was throwing up in the parking lot. At the end of the 3rd week, he experienced heart palpitations, and at the end of the experiment, he'd gained 25 pounds, lost his energy, lost his libido, and became depressed. This documentary was a huge deal.
That shit was good. He ate McDonald's every day for a month. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, three meals a day. You see what the day he went through? Like, he almost died. He put McDonald's like once a month. Doctors say like once a month is good enough. Anything other than that, like
no more than twice.
When it was released on May 7th, 2004, it was honored at Sundance, nominated for an Oscar, and grossed $12 million, twice as much as Mac and Me. It made the term "supersize me" a bigger cultural phenomenon than ever, and not in a positive way. And the part with the law professor who was leading the legal attack against the fast food industry really struck a chord with people.
McDonald's is one of the biggest, but more importantly, it lures in young children.
A second cut of the film was edited for use in schools. I remember watching it in school myself, and to this day, I can't remember eating a non-breakfast meal at Mickey D's. That does not include drinks, as you may know. The McDonald's Corporation, of course, has spies everywhere and was well aware of the storm that was brewing in McDonald West. The Do You Believe in Magic ad campaign had been retired in '97, and they unsuccessfully tested a series of other slogans in the meantime. The company was moving away from Ronald as a whole. Kids seemed to be losing their belief in magic and were more interested in hip-hop. Ronald had a new rival within the company, and his name was Justin Timberlake. In September, they would launch the I'm Lovin' It campaign, and this marked a turning point for the company and for Ronald. They had just put out their new Go Active menu the day before Supersize Me's release, which is speculated to have been a PR countermove. The following month, they discontinued the Supersize option. Walt Riker, the same guy who claimed McDonald's advertising does not target...
I remember that. You get the bucket of fries, get the big old large cup like this big, popcorn cup full of french fries, get the 20-piece nugget, supersized, with the big ass soda.
They don't do that no more.
When I was a kid, a Big Mac was like $2, like $1.99. Big Mac meal.
Yeah, about $7 now.
target children, told CBS News that the driving force behind the decision was menu simplification. So how did this affect Ronald? For one, he was kept from the public.
I ate a McDonald's burger last year. I ate a Waffle. I ate a Big Mac. I lived like from Virginia. I got to Virginia and US 1. I had shit so bad. I got home and came out like liquid water. I was like, oh God, what's up? Again.
I'm gonna see how much it is now versus
in the 90s, you could feed the whole family for like $12, $13.
Right, but
look at McDonald's in the 90s.
I'm gonna look at it right now.
Man, I'm sorry, I'm not been on camera the whole time. I gotta do it. I'm gonna change my setup, y'all. She gonna be coming over here aggravate me. We'll do.
I'm not aggravating him. I've been told him to change the setting, but
you know, I said I don't want to be a one-man band. I don't want to be a Rolling Stone alone.
So I'm going to a Big Mac by itself.
With $8.29? What is that?
It's $5.29.
Now?
Yeah, but the meal for a small is $8.79. But as you go up, the price is gonna change. $10 for a large meal.
I get sandwich by itself. My favorite, I get a Big Mac by itself or a Waffle by itself. I don't want no fries, no drink. I drink water with it. I'm already mad at eating shit. I don't want to compound.
Listen, growing up, a cheeseburger used to be $1, like a single cheeseburger. It's like $2.39 or $2.59 or something like that, and it don't come with nothing on it.
You tell about your church?
Yeah. They said they'll get into it.
Yeah, show them to them. They can do it right. That's what I be doing. They don't know. Just take 2 seconds. Go in right now. Oh yeah, hit strap. Okay, right. Yeah. That'd be forceful.
Guy overall, appearing in way less commercials. Instead, the commercials in the 2000s focused on relatability to real people, mostly older teens and young adults, using the promise of winning huge prizes, which would become a whole separate scandal. When Ronald did appear in commercials, he was, as far as I could find, always doing something active like playing sports or Dance Dance Revolution. Ronald began to showcase incredible athletic abilities that we had never seen before. McDonald's invested an estimated $65 million to become the official restaurant of the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, Greece, which resulted in a series of ads where Ronald competes in Olympic figure skating, skiing, hammer throw, synchronized swim, and diving. He also did a Japanese ad where he appeared in the 2006 World Baseball Classic.
I'm loving it.
He also continued his new tradition of starring in a straight-to-video miniseries every 8 years by releasing McKids Adventures in 2006. Does anyone find it a little disturbing that they refer to it as McKids, the same prefix that they use to refer to a variety of McDonald's menu items such as McNuggets, McChicken, McDouble, McRib, McFlurry, McMuffin, McWrap, and McCrispy? Anyway, the first episode stays on the exercise theme titled Get Up and Go with Ronald. In it, he teaches kids how to burn some McDonald's calories by active transportation, playing soccer, and flying kites, which is not an exercise, but okay. And there's this one kid who sucks at everything she does, and Ronald gives her some extra guidance. And then they all perform in a rock band together, like in School of Rock. Throughout the show, Ronald can be seen using magic to enhance the experience, showing us that although he isn't seen using his powers much in the new millennium, he still has access to them. After this, Treasure Hunt with Ronald would be the last episode of this short.
I tell everybody my video is not made for kids, so you sit your kids down, and hey, Uncle Will's on. Big Uncle, let's watch one of his videos with your kid and get mad at what things I'm saying when I tell you my video is not for kids. It is not. I deal with kids all day long. This is my free zone. I don't hear all day long Uncle Willie, Uncle Willie, Uncle Willie, Uncle Willie, Uncle Willie. Not most days, not every. A lot of the times, even the ones that are grown, Uncle Willie, Uncle Willie, Uncle Willie.
Short-lived series. Only
once you get high on your nuts,
having lasted 2 episodes, it was becoming clear that Ronald's popularity with kids was falling. He hardly appeared at all in the late 2000s decade and seemed to spend more time working on building his charity, the Ronald McDonald House, which celebrated its 25th anniversary in 2009. But he was unpopular with kids who were more interested in real rappers and athletes, unpopular with parents who saw him as the reason for their ballooning obesity, and unpopular with consumer advocacy groups who took out full-page ads in major newspapers to protest the marketing of junk food to kids. kids. His likeness was even placed in a 2010 short film called Logorama, where he plays the murderous drag racing antagonist. Interesting detail about this film, he's finally caught after tripping on a Weight Watchers logo. In 2010, things reached a boiling point.
This next story is ridiculous. Last week, a watchdog group came out and wanted fast food restaurants to stop giving away toys in their meals because they said it promoted childhood obesity. Now they want McDonald's to whack Ronald McDonald.
Corporate Accountability says a recent poll shows 47% of people think it is time for Ronald to retire.
Corporate Accountability International is calling on Ronald to retire, even though he's a lot skinnier than he used to be.
It seemed like
the only time we had McDonald's growing up is on Fridays. My dad didn't want to cook, my mom didn't want to cook. Or my dad went to church once a year. He'd drink in the morning, get drunk, go to church, fall asleep back to the lab pew. He'd go to sleep. And we wake up, we go to like, Wendy's had a big aluminum foil on their burger. They had real aluminum foil on their burgers back then. Going to Wendy's was like a real treat, like you really going to the real special place. Right, it had aluminum foil on the burger, it was nice. McDonald's shit was always cheap.
Why?
Like everyone was coming for Ronald's head.
Why do you care about the wrapper? You're gonna throw it away anyways. It don't matter.
It just look nice when it comes to your table. It's all aluminum foil. Like you know how nice. You know how nice.
Okay.
A real aluminum.
I understand that presentation is a thing, but would you care if the presentation is good and the burger is trash, or the presentation is bad and the burger is good? What do you want? I'm just saying.
Wendy's burgers ain't nasty though.
I don't eat
it. When you ate your kid, yeah, remember McDonald's was nice.
The only thing I eat from Wendy's is their chili and baconator fries. Oh, and they lemonades are good, but I don't eat bacon.
I don't eat bacon. So the other thing.
I don't eat Burger King at all.
You know, I said Mama same thing. Mama say, well, when Jesus came, he came to change the laws. I said, well, the Bible said, he said, he came to change the law, I came to add to the laws. That's what he said. So I'm pretty sure he didn't eat pork either. I know he didn't eat pork. He got drunk though, but it's all right. They drank wine because the wine was so water was so dirty they couldn't drink the water. He had to drink wine. So everybody was drunk. So I'm gonna hear you. I'm gonna hear you, bitch. Come on, you hate it. He made more wine at the party. So shit, Jesus, where out of wine? Don't worry about it. Y'all got it. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead. Y'all want some Hennessy too? Just Hennessy. Just Hennessy. With a little coke, all that.
That is, coming for his head as a figure of speech until 2011, when a Finnish food activist group kidnapped him over complaints about the ingredients used in McDonald's food.
And then they made their demands. Now, this is in Finnish.
We love burgers, fries, and McDonald's, but we can no longer watch silent when the food we love is being destroyed. When McDonald's refused to respond, the food activists released a second video of a Ronald statue being beheaded by a guillotine. Ronald was eventually able to work some kind of magic to get out of that tricky situation, but after that, he seemed to fall into a complete downward spiral. Hysteria would ensue, and at the center of it all was a false idol.
You're talking all this junk.
Imagine being able to.
Now, if I were using my green screen, your head would have been. The only thing they've been seeing your green shirt. They don't see none of that.
Yeah, listen. People talk so much junk about McDonald's, but they're 95% of the time they're the first one in the line.
I hate when they buy for my niece and nephews. Like, oh, nah, if I use McDonald's, I eat like a hamburger or a cheeseburger.
As long as the food is fresh, I don't.
That's all. Like I don't want nothing too much. Like because I know it ain't good for me. I'm
but
old.
If the burger is nice, hot, and fresh, you're gonna enjoy it.
I can go to Denny's at the same meal. Denny's burgers.
But their food don't be fresh all the time.
Denny's burgers?
No, I just went there recently and I sat there for like 30 minutes and my burger was cold when I got it. The burger is good. Don't get me wrong. It's just.
You go down 2 in the morning. Chili got good burgers. Applebee's got good burgers.
Yeah.
It's like somebody play that.
Five Guys got good burgers. They just high as heck.
And they greasy as fuck.
High as heck.
I don't want a big ass bag of grease either.
Oh, the fries greasy.
Yeah. I'm tell you
but they say it's because it's real.
Yeah, that's why. But still, you can press that shit. The press thing on the little thing.
Yeah, to get the juice out. Yeah.
And Clover's good. Culver's.
Yes.
But none of them better than BurgerFi.
I never eat there.
Nap with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
Like 2 people who be like $60. And
It was 1972 when we first saw Ronald's ability to possess a statue, one of the more offbeat, questionable uses of his power for sure, but at the time, seemingly innocent enough. There had been another, more suspect incident in 2004, around the time that Ronald became public enemy number 1, or at least that's what this next urban legend alleges. See, even as Ronald was—
Nigga, you ever had Wagyu? Wagyu beef is so expensive. The whole burger ain't Wagyu. It's like Wagyu and another expensive meat. What is it called? Another real expensive meat. They use about that much Wagyu, and another expensive meat that she put in there. But nigga, that's the best burger I've had in my life. I've never been no place. I've been to Cheesecake Factory. I've been to Burn Steakhouse. I've never had a burger that tastes that fucking good in my life. They got these truffle oil fries. Oh my God, nigga. The truffle oil fries they got, they put the truffle oil, nigga. With the grated cheese and the parsley, bitch. I'm like a real punk right now, bitch. Hang on, bitch. That shit good as fuck, bitch. That's what I sound like right now. Cause that shit bring the fitness out of you. That shit so good, it make you turn into a real fit, bitch. Hang on, bitch. So you be,
but we know that he's not fitness, so it don't matter.
I'm just saying, that's how it make you feel though. You be there, bro, like, bitch, goddamn, bitch. That shit so good. And the fries, nigga. Oh my! I've never had food that good in my whole life, but it costs so much money. Look, it costs so much money. They can hear me though. Fuck, it costs so much money to go there. It's very expensive to go to the BurgerFi. But I swear to God, I've never had food that come out of a window that tastes so good ever in my life, ever. You go there and sit down and eat. You want to? They got fruit punch.
Remember what I told y'all.
They got soda. Hey, please go to her channel. She needs a little help over there. She needs a little help, y'all. See?
Oh God.
But she do daily short vlog videos. Yeah, she don't do the long term conspiracy shit, paranormal shit to get people's attention. I can try to tell her, but hey, maybe I should have catch on. I don't know.
I'll do it eventually.
But eventually,
I have a lot of stuff going on over the next few months. So when I get my setup, I'll do it.
You could do.
I can't do it at work.
Why? They won't let you.
I move around too much at work. I don't sit in front of my computer. Only time I sit in front of my computer.
You get your extra phone when you go live on your thing while you're at work and you just talk to people when they come in.
At the first job? I thought you were talking about with the kids.
No.
Because I can't do that one with the kids.
No, you can't have. You have no rights to privacy in public anyway. You can record anybody you want to record in public.
Yeah, but not there.
I'm just saying though, you set your phone up behind you while you're on the counter. Mm-hmm. You know people that do that shit and have 1,000, 100,000 followers. And you see that one black dude, he had work all day long, flirting with hoes and shit. He worked there. He got his phone there. And like, it's a lot of people doing that shit though at the job. A lot of people.
We're trying to see.
Slowly being scrubbed from McDonald's marketing strategies, he still remained in most restaurants in the form of these statues. One night, 2 guys visited McDonald's after attending a nightclub in Cuernavaca, Mexico late at night. They both sat on the bench next to Ronald to eat their food, and while one friend got up to throw his trash away, the other laid his head on Ronald's lap and said, "I'm tired." Just then, Ronald's head turned down to look at him and said, "I'm tired too." According to this version of the legend, this was captured via security camera, and McDonald's paid a huge sum of money to local police to cover up the incident. The story faded into relative obscurity, but as pressure continued—
Yeah, dude was sitting on the McDonald's bench. The McDonald's right here, that be look down right here. I don't know what he said, so I know dude did it back. Dude ran so fast, it's one of my paranormal videos. Y'all got to go back to the history and look. It's on my playlist though. Somewhere. One of them old ones. I'm about to find it again and redo some of my old ones because they were real shitty back then. Redoing, but we got no much time left, man. We almost done with the video.
Got 10 minutes left.
And the video
continued to mount against Ronald, more weird stories about Ronald statues began to pop up. They began appearing in strange places. places where McDonald's statues weren't supposed to be. Then, in 2011, this video was uploaded to YouTube. It appears to be possibly another security tape of a statue in Mexico. The video title translates to "Spooky, Ronald Moves." Strange photos floated around the internet of Ronald statues seemingly assaulting the children that he was supposed to be entertaining. Around 2013, the Ronald McDonald House creepypasta was created. A creepypasta is a horror-related urban legend that is shared virally around the internet. This story focuses on a different type of Ronald McDonald house, basically a halfway house for troubled orphans where kids are secretly crucified and have their blood drained by nurses in clown makeup. The end of the story features the narrator escaping to an abandoned McDonald's restaurant and seeing the Ronald McDonald statue begin laughing. In 2016, photos were shared with the New York Post of Chinese police arresting a Ronald McDonald statue. Similar incidents continued to occur in the United States.
Investigators aren't saying what clues they have right now, but people who live here tell me secrets don't stay that way for long in this town of 2,500.
Here at the McDonald's on University Boulevard West, employees were seen sweeping up broken glass. At least 2 windows are missing and are being boarded up.
It almost seemed as McDonald's corporate stripped Ronald of more commercial responsibilities, he retaliated by possessing statues to cause mayhem. Almost as if he needed to be in the limelight, and if the company wasn't going to place him there, he would find another way to get attention. There's no way anyone could prove that the real Ronald was responsible, but the message was clear. And I think McDonald's understood that message, because in 2014, they tried to make the character work one last time by giving him another makeover. In an attempt to make him less scary to kids, the jumpsuit was replaced by a vest and cargo pants. There was even a more formal sports coat for special occasions. In an attempt to further relate to this new generation of kids, Ronald got his own Instagram account. Though whether this made him less or more scary is certainly up for debate. Maybe being more spontaneous in these photos resulted in some less flattering angles that made him look even more scary.
Oh, I wish that scary-looking clown at the end of my bed would go away.
But that's just me cherry picking again. These photos mostly did no harm, but didn't really help his popularity like he expected. He reached 27,000 followers by 2016, not much compared to one of his rivals, Wendy, the mascot of Wendy's, who had 851,000 Twitter followers at that time. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared Ronald or his company for what was about to happen next.
I wonder why they got rid of all the little slides and stuff like that.
People saying shit in them.
There you are.
Yeah.
Let go of him.
Grown men playing on that shit. Better find shit playing on that.
That's a clip from the movie Clown, which after a few delays came out in the United States on June 17th, 2016. This movie mostly didn't find an audience outside of the horror movie fandom, but it may have played a part in setting up one of the strangest and, in my opinion, best hysterias to sweep North America that fall.
Come on, Mercy. Come on, Mercy.
Wesley, where are you going? You're getting... Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, what the... No, this is not fucking happening.
Dude, what the...
He's running after us. Hit that.
Motherfucker. I'm not stopping.
Clown sightings are happening across the country, and it's...
I've seen so many videos, it'd be a person in the middle of the road with a chainsaw, the person never stop. He got an axe, never stop. What is he doing? He started with the car, they sit there. I'm not even gonna stop. Why you in the middle of the road anyway? Boom, boom, bam, bam, boom, boom. You ran. I'm not stopping nowhere for nothing. You gotta
That's
do
just
it.
gonna make it worse.
Especially in the middle of the road. And I don't take back roads like this, especially because in Florida we got a sundown town up in Panhandle. You know what sundown town is? Well, black people can't go at night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never been up Panhandle, Florida. Yeah, there's a lot of them up there. J Florida, Live Oak like that. We want Hitchy, Henderson, all
why
that
would you want to go down a road like that anyways? And if you see somebody like that looks creepy, that's chasing you and stuff, why would you stop? Just keep driving.
It could be a little kid in the road.
I ain't saying run a person over.
It could be like, I see there was a dude he was on the road, and this little kid with a walk out of head came running down the street toward the car.
That's different. I'm talking about.
No, he would have got hit too. What I'm saying, he hit. No, because I seen Deliverance.
I'm not saying run nobody over. What I'm saying is, if you see somebody that's chasing you.
No, fuck that. Have you seen Wrong Turn? When you see a little handicapped white man run, he come on the road like this, dude like, what the? He said, what the hell the hell I got going on here? He said, where's your parents at? Oh, okay, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm not trying to help that baby. You got any kind of Down syndrome and looking shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not helping him. Especially if it what in the middle of a road? Have you seen the wrong turn?
No, I didn't.
We need to go watch it. Moving down the wrong word, trying to help this little handicapped and end up on the wrong word, and the whole house with inbred people.
He said, have you seen it? You need to go watch it. So if y'all have not seen it, y'all need to go watch it as well.
They seen the Hills Have Eyes, Wrong Turn 1, 2, they seen all that shit. Bunch of inbred people, they ain't gonna kill me. I'm gonna show you the inbred family that's up there in Virginia. I'm gonna show you. They motherfucker can't even talk. They've been inbred for like. I'm telling you, the sheriff's will do. You go up there, you'll come back down. We're not coming to look for you. Okay. They got their whole problem. I'm telling you, they got their whole property blocked off. It's a real documentary. They call them something, a boom something. They inbred the boom like all of them. Like they fucked. I'm sure. Hang on, wait a minute.
No, let's finish.
No laughing matter.
This is an absolute nightmare.
Oh my God, I just want to finish this.
Clown sightings, the trend that's terrifying people across North America, with sightings in more than half of the United States, as well as Canada and Mexico.
Group of clowns that are trying to lure kids into the woods.
No one really knows why it's happening. One theory is the remake of It, based on Stephen King's book.
Now they're threatening school districts.
Dude, why you do that at night?
What
the? I'll fuck you up.
What the?
Bro, I'm not even running.
Hey, what are you doing? Who's
Chaos on campus.
You see a clown walking towards you like, bro, what are you doing, bro? You just put it in your car. You know if you got a gun? I don't give a fuck who it was. You know I'm wrong. Before I get down, I'm wrong for it.
Oh my God.
The McDonald's Corporation was asking themselves the same thing, and with the 2016 clown craze reaching a fever pitch as Halloween approached that year, a decision had to be made about the future of Ronald McDonald.
He's one of the most recognizable faces to children worldwide, but the recent rash of creepy clown sightings is hurting Ronald McDonald's marketability.
Ronald McDonald, a fixture of the McDonald's food chain since 1963, is going to take a little vacation.
Saying in a statement, McDonald's and franchisees in the local markets are mindful of the current climate around clown sightings in the communities, and as such are being thoughtful in respect to Ronald McDonald's participation in community events for the time being.
At this point, Ronald was the last remaining character from the old McDonaldland crew, so his being forced into a leave of absence was truly the end of an era. And after going over his entire history, watching more than 10 hours of McDonald's commercials, watching several movies and limited series, reading hundreds of articles, and scrubbing entire social media accounts, somewhere along the way, I think I figured out Ronald's true motivation.
The brand new official Duluo MMO mobile game.
I did it before.
What is Ronald's true goal in all of this? What is the true source of his power? There are basically two constants throughout his story: kids and magic. Throughout crafting this episode, I became convinced that they are linked. Ronald's time around kids definitely coincides with his occult activity. So I started to ask myself, what is it about kids that gives Ronald his power? At times, it appears that he may be eating them, but there's no proof, and frankly, no trail of missing kids. At some point, I considered the idea that he's trying to fatten them up, but that got debunked in the 2000s, when his exercise DVD still featured him using plenty of magic. The only time we really saw his magic power start to dwindle was the decade after, when he struggled to stay in touch with the youth and floundered his way through curating a failing social media account. That's when I realized his power doesn't come from kids at all. It comes from influence. Think back to that passage about Pennywise from It. If bait were needed, why, what child did not love a clown? Pennywise took the form of a clown to lure in kids and feed on their fear, but Willard Scott turned himself into a clown because kids are the easiest people to influence. His first move was to make the kids trust him, so he gained influence. In the 80s, he convinced the kids to think he was cool by trying every activity under the sun to make himself look cool, and he gained influence. He gained so much influence that he had them eating processed food sanitized in pink slime and climbing to epidemic levels of obesity. And when people took notice of what he was up to, he actually got those little lard balls to exercise. Look at the data from the Center for Disease Control. Childhood obesity grew every year from Ronald's introduction to 2003, right when he shifted his messaging to be all about health and clean eating. Then, the numbers dipped for the first time and continued to trend downward until Ronald was sidelined in the early 10s. There were obviously other factors as well, but his 21st century exercise tirade actually fucking worked, which means he had influence. And when he was told he had to step back from the commercials, he found a new way to influence those kids, which happens to be my favorite way to influence. Influence by fear. Moving statues, stories of crucified kids, and ball pit mayhem. It's no wonder kids started seeing him as an icon of horror. Videos of Ronald McDonald imposters flooded the internet. People created fan-made horror games, fake commercials, 3 a.m. challenges, and bizarre viral videos. And this meant that Ronald lost control of the narrative. He no longer had the influence, they did. And Ronald's power was quickly dwindling. His Instagram went quiet in 2021. Today, Ronald still makes occasional appearances from time to time, popping up on McDonald's social media or surfacing at a parade, but for the most part, his time in the limelight seems to be over. Even his old frenemy Grimace got a bigger marketing push in 2023 than he did. It seems that in the world of influencers and social media, Ronald can get the attention of kids, but he can't keep it like he once could. His cult of children was no more. And that's why I found it interesting when I came across this.
And the cross is his symbol and use them to make his point. We are slaves, we have new God instead of the old God, and we pray for McDonald's.
This is McJesus, not to be confused with the Edmonton Oilers Center, a life-size sculpture created by Finnish artist Jani Laininen, which went up in Haifa, Israel in 2019. After 56 years, it seems Ronald finally found someone more easily influenced than children, super religious people. According to Independent, the piece sparked protests which turned violent, and 3 police officers were injured as demonstrators tried to break into where the statue was being held. People were deeply offended. The culture minister threatened to cut funding, and the sculpture ultimately had to be removed for the time being. But this was probably still a win for Ronald, because the chaos that he created was still influence. The statue hasn't emerged again since then, but don't be surprised if it somehow disappears from wherever it's being stored, or turns its head and speaks to the night watchman. The only question is how far McDonald's will go to cover it up. Like Pennywise, Ronald is dormant again, for now. If you like this video, you'll definitely want to check out my horror history episode on Grimace. You can find that one on the left. If you
know what, y'all? Okay, fuck it. Conversation. You know what? That's it. All right, y'all. That's it. That was kind of long. I don't really do videos that long as I'm playing my game or something like that. Hope you had a good time. Y'all enjoyed it. And remember, my videos are not for your kids. Her daily vlog with her little son is, he's my nephew, but it's her son. It's for kids. Mine's not. I do real shit on here. I talk a lot of shit. Cry 2 tears in a bucket, motherfucker.
You gotta show them what my channel looks like.
I'm pretty sure the same people watching it. They took my videos a long time to get out there. Some of them do good, though. Some of them take off instantly.
If you guys have any video ideas that you want us to do, we'll do them as well.
Let me see. I'm gonna go talk shit. It's coming.
And we had a video that just got released like an hour ago, so go check that out as well.
It'll be on the back end of this, I think. This video might come out in a couple of days. I'm gonna do
this one came. The one we did like 2 days ago came out tonight.
This is her channel right here. See, this is her channel. Y'all go subscribe to that shit, man.
Hey.
Go subscribe to that shit. It's been me. It's been real. Remember, I love all my nieces and nephews out there in the world.
Life with Chantel_TV.
Y'all know my shit, so I ain't gonna keep repeating it, but tell your aunties and mama I said